to get upfield that way. He runs over one man, but he gets to the 35-yard line, and that's it. And with 6 seconds left, Charlie Hona gets over to the referee and calls timeout.
Well, move the ball down to around the 35-yard line that time. A pickup of about 9 on the play. Let's see where they're going to spot it. It will be at the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 35-yard line. But as we said, with 6 seconds left, McKinney using their last timeout here in this first half.
Roy, I'm going to venture to say this is the longest first half of football we've had all year long.
Well, we started at 8 o'clock, of course, and we played an hour and 15 minutes or thereabouts, just getting this first half underway and getting it completed when we still have 6 seconds left, as you noted. It's been an exciting first half, so much scoring, and of course we had quite a few penalty flags being thrown as well.
Well, they have to go for it from the 35, not within the range of their kicker. They send 3 men to the near side. It'll just be a Hail Mary pass into the near corner. Hona throws it up for grabs. There to come down with it is the Corsicana Tiger. He's headed back upfield, and he will be brought down by Simmons at the 25-yard. Excuse me, that was Jackson that ran him down at the 25-yard line. Who was it that came up with the football for Corsicana?
Number 26 for the Corsicana Tigers.
Ricky Lusk.
Ricky Lusk.
We have a fight
going on around the middle of the field now.
Not sure what started immediately at the 40, but both benches have emptied. Nobody's headed for the locker room. We have all kinds of action at the 40-yard line. They're trying to separate both teams and get them to their respective locker rooms. Coaches doing all they can to get their teams to the locker rooms. Still a little bit of action going at the 45-yard line. Somebody throws the Corsicana helmet toward their bench, and now we finally have the team separated, and they head for their locker room.
Well, I hate to see that kind of action. Of course, that's been part of the excitement, I guess, as we said when we started. This ball game, Bill, is the Class 4A football game of the year. But and certainly we've seen a little bit of everything here in the first half, but we hate to see it end that way. This is going to be an exciting and perhaps a very tough football game coming up in the second half, Mark.
The difference at halftime is only 2 points. Corsicana 15, McKinney 13. We'll be back with more Class 4A playoff action in 1 minute.
Center First Bank is proud to feature Falcon Business Funds, which had its Corsicana beginning in 1970 with just 6 employees making only snap-out cents. In 1978, Falcon moved to its new location and today make continuous funds for data processing equipment and employ 78 people. They have a network of distributors throughout the Southwest. InterFirst encourages businesses like Falcon for Corsicana and is pleased to continue to be a part of their financial planning.
You're watching a videotaped replay of the Class 4A regional playoff game between the Corsicana Tigers and McKinney Lions played Friday night at Texas Stadium. If you would like a copy of this replay, contact Lark Smith at area code 817-772-8626 or write to Bee Creek Productions, Post Office Box 9117, Waco, Texas 76714.
The two teams have returned from their locker rooms. The Corsicana Tigers will get the football to start the second half. They will be running from right to left, from west to east here at Texas Stadium. The McKinney Lions will kick it off from the east 40-yard line. A little something here, Roy, just prior to the kickoff of the second half. The McKinney Lions were late in coming back from the locker room. The official ceremoniously threw a flag and called a sportsman. Oh, I believe this might be from the end of the...
Could have been from the end of the first half there, yeah.
That's what it is. He threw 2 flags and showed unsportsmanlike conduct against both teams, said that they offset each other. So the kickoff will go from the 40-yard line. Now I understand the gyrations that the official was going through. I thought maybe he was calling for illegal procedure maybe against McKinney because they were late in coming out from the locker room for the second half, but now I realize when he was waving his hands like he was flying away, that's unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, here we go. We're all set for the second half and the kickoff coming up here momentarily. J. Bob Harris, number 44, tees the football at the 44-yard line as we get set for the second half of action here from Texas Stadium in Irving, and the crowd cheering on once again with the play-by-play action. Here's Lark Smith.
The Tigers have 3 men deep waiting for the kickoff, and the middle man is Daniel Morgan. That's something new to us. We haven't seen Morgan in the middle of the run-back team to this point in this year. He is flanked on either side by Ricky Stewart and Mike Sims. So we're ready ready for the second half of action. The ball is kicked. It's a low liner headed towards Sims at the near sideline. He picks it up. Excuse me, that's Marcus Hines with the football. He gets through a first line of potential tacklers. He gets it up to the 30-yard line, and he finally is snowed under by McKinney Lions there at the 30.
Well, the Lions swarming downfield. Good kick coverage that time as Marcus Hines brings it out to around that 30-yard line. Harris's kick just kind of squibbing along on the ground. And Hines picking it up around the 20, bringing it back to, well, they're going to spot it just over the 30-yard line, somewhere around the 31-yard line, as the Corsicana Tigers will have it and their first possession here in the second half.
Across the front for the Corsicana Tigers, Brad Powell, Jeff Chambers, John Albritton, Blake Meredith, and Sean Ritter. Shannon Pascal, the quarterback, pitches back to the tailback, Daniel Morgan, and Morgan finds absolutely no room around the left side. Tackle made by number 62, Ronnie Underwood, and number 71, Mark McClure.
Trying on the left side with Blake Meredith there, the big tackle, 260-pounder for the Corsicana Tigers. He and Brad Powell on that left side. Not much there, maybe a yard, but no more for Morgan, as the McKinney Lion defense coming out really fired up here in this second half as we get ready to play. Splitting a wide receiver to the right this time, it looks like, or is he checking out of the ball game? I guess he's checking out.
He's checking out of the ball game. That's Ricky Stewart's going out.
Yeah.
Once again, they got the full house backfield, two tight ends. Now Daniel Morgan will go in motion to the right. Last two times they've run this play, they've handed it to the wingback coming around. This time it goes to Ricky Lusk, or is that Marcus Hines, number 20?
20 Hines, yeah.
Okay, I couldn't distinguish between 20 and 26. They've run that play twice now, and they finally have figured it out on the Lions side of the football. It only goes for a couple yards. Ball has moved up to the 33. It'll be 3rd down and 8. They have to get across the 41-yard line for the first down.
Well, the Tigers being a little conservative here, perhaps, just keeping the ball on the ground on these first couple of plays from scrimmage. They face 3rd and 8 with the ball at the 33.
Total attendance tonight, 13,313 to see a Class 4A football game. Great turnout. Shannon Pascal on the option, dials his own number, only gets a couple of yards up to the 35-yard line. Mark McClure had a hand on him, also coming up from his free safety spot, number 25, Sammy Walker. And the Corsicana Tigers do absolutely nothing on their first possession of the second half. And, boy, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. We've seen that Shannon Pascal, in carrying the football, previously had averaged about 1.6 yards per carry. That time they were swarming on him pretty well. He might have gotten his average, but no more than that. And so Darren Ferris in punt formation for the Corsicana Tigers.
He will receive the snap at about his own 22. Will get it away from the 25. It's a high punt, not very long. Will come down at about the 40. Takes a Corsicana bounce to the 25, rolling inside the 25, and out of bounds at the 23.5-yard line. So thanks to the roll, he gets a pretty good punt out of it.
About 43 yards altogether after the punt and the roll. It's only about 25 actually on the punt, but a good roll that time before it goes out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. And they're going to spot it somewhere around that 23-yard line. McKinney's into the field. Tigers not able to move the football on their first possession from scrimmage. The McKinney Lions coming to the line. Let's see what they can do with their first scrimmage possession here in this second half.
They get it with 9:43 in the third quarter to go. Men wide to each side of the field. Handoff goes to the tailback. And he finds room up to about the 25-yard line. Robert Owens is there to stop him along with Tim Reddick. That tailback was number 32, Matthew Allen. He now checks out of the game, and checking in is number 20, Wilfred Pryor.
Allen moves the ball up over the 30-yard line out to near the 31-yard line. It'll be second down for the McKinney Lions. They'll need about 7 on the scoreboard.
Number 25, Sammy Walker, comes from the near side with the play. He will line up as the fullback in the split backfield. The other running back is Randy Simmons. 2 men wide to the right side of the formation. Handoff goes to Simmons, left side, big hole. He's to the 35, still on his feet at the 40. Tries a spin move and cannot get out of the grasp of one Corsicana Tiger. Holding on for dear life is Mike Sims. Brings him down at the 40-yard line, but Randy Simmons has a first down for the McKinney Lions.
Well, the team that beat McKinney Paris, their coach, Alan Wilson, has said what they'll do is use a lot of dives and trap plays. If you just try to make an arm tackle on Simmons, you're going to be out of luck because he'll run over you. And that's what he's been doing so far as he moved the ball out over the 40-yard line. picking up the first down for the McKinney Lions.
Number 9, Junior Anderson, brings in the play from the sideline, and Coach Ron Poe, he comes wide to the right with number 83, Mark Jackson. Flag thrown. I'm not sure if Corsicana's Daniel Morgan jumped offside or if he was pulled offside by the Lions. We'll wait for the indication from the referee, and his indication is procedure against McKinney.
Tommy Winburn, the tight end, I believe, jumped that time and drew Morgan offside, Laura.
It'll bring up a 1st and 15 for the McKinney Lions from the 35-yard line. The way the Lions have been able to move the ball on offense, 15 yards is not much. They have killed themselves, though, with 4 turnovers. And their offense has not put the ball across the goal line. They've scored on a kickoff return and a pass interception. Simmons with the football again across the 40 up to the 45-yard line. He picked up a quick 10 just on the cross-buck handoff in the backfield. Simmons going from the right to the left, going behind the blocks on the left side of the line of scrimmage behind 225-pound Speed Ames and 210-pound Scotty Scott. Boy, there's a couple of great names.
Yeah, got that big offensive line in front of him, a 213-pound average across the front there for the McKinney Lions.
2nd and 5 from the 45 in Lion territory. Hand off to the tailback. He scoots across the 45 only to about the 46 before he's knocked back. There to make the stop, Daniel Morgan along with Darrell Middleton. And I believe it was number 25, Sammy Walker, with the football.
Not much there that time as the Corsicana defense led by Daniel Morgan and Middleton coming up to make the stop. It will bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 4 with the ball at McKinney's 46-yard line. 7:27 still to play here in this 3rd quarter. The Tigers lead 15-13. Not able to move the ball on their first possession. This is McKinney's first possession, second half.
Recheck that last carry. That was Matthew Allen with the football. Back to pass is Hona. Quick slant in is incomplete. Intended at the 50-yard line for number 20, Wilfred Pryor. Pryor points a finger at Michael Sims and says he interfered with me, but the officials do not agree, and it will be a 4th down punting situation for the McKinney Lions.
Only throwing the ball behind him that time. As you said, the ball has to be catchable, first of all, for there to be an interception, for there to be a pass interference call. That one was uncatchable, but because it's behind the intended receiver, it'll bring up a 4th down and a punting situation. McKinney not able to move the ball very well on their first possession here this half.
They face 4th and 5 or 4th and 4 from the 46. Jackson back at his 30 to punt, gets a low snap, picks it up on one bounce and gets the punt away. It's a bad punt that comes off the side of his foot, headed for the near sidelines, and will go out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Not a very good punt that time by Mark Jackson.
Only about 16 yards is he going to get off that, as it did come off the side of his foot. And the Tigers should have pretty good field position, Lark, around their own 37.5, 38-yard line. As you hear the McKinney defense trying to stir up this crowd, get them behind them, and across the way, the Corsicana Tiger fans trying to cheer up the offense.
Both fans trying to get back in this ball game. The fight at the end of the half had kind of stunned both sidelines. They had been quiet for the start of the half, but this is the second possession for the Tigers here in the half. Pitch back goes to Daniel Morgan. To the right, cuts back inside up to about the 44-yard line. Good pickup for Daniel Morgan. He got about 7 on the play, throwing behind the blocks on that right side behind Blake Meredith and Sean Ritter.
Well, of course, those two big fellows opening up a lot of holes there in the big offensive line for the Corsicana Tigers. The Corsicana offensive line across the front, 222 pounds. The McKinney defensive line, about 206 pounds. So some big holes opening up. Of course, Blake Meredith up there, that 260-pounder, does make a lot of difference in that offensive line.
Second down, call it 4 from the 44. Corsicana's into the field. Pitch back to the tailback. And absolutely no room for Daniel Morgan to go. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, the 44-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers.
Trying to run behind the block of Robert Owen that time, but the McKinney defense swarming very well and stopped it all up there. Owen was stopped from blocking, and then the hole shut down very quickly. Daniel Morgan stopped for no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 4 with the ball at that 44-yard line, as you noted.
Well, after a very exciting first quarter, things settled down in the second quarter, only to have a bit of fisticuffs at the end of the half. And now things going in the third quarter. We're more than halfway through, 5:45 to go in the quarter. The Tigers moving with their second possession of the half. Pascal options right, keeps, tucks up, gets across the 45 to the 46, but he's still 2 yards shy of the first down.
And once again, good pursuit on the part